What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel on YouTube. Obviously, if you're watching this, you already know that the Celtics won the championship last night, 4 games to 1, and pretty much dominated the Mavericks, especially in the first half of that game 5. Game was pretty much over. They had like a 21-point lead. So I just want to take a look at some of the possessions from the first half, see what built their lead, see what's got them here, and pretty much without Porzingis as well. Uh, with their depth, with their bench, Hauser and Pritchard hitting timely shots. But yeah, let's just get into it. Obviously, if you haven't been on the channel before, make sure you like the video, subscribe, and yep, let's keep it moving. You can see over right here straight away they're gonna attack. It's 0-0 first quarter. Right here they're gonna attack Luka on the pick and roll, even though he's not directly involved. Drew Holiday sets like a ghost screen almost, and he immediately slips it, gets the pass. Tatum makes the right pass, as he's been doing most of the series. He had his best game for sure this game as well. Holiday just gets in the paint. Washington, I don't even know. He's on Brown, right? But he helps from the corner. But Holiday, I think, just makes the layup in the paint. Not much you can do. They just spread you out. Not really much help at the rim. If Gafford helps, it's an easy kick out. Washington helps too much, it's an easy kick out. Maybe Kyrie or Washington could have picked him up, and Jones could have scrambled around, found Brown, but Holiday makes a pretty quick move and gets to the rim. Pretty similar on this play as well. Holiday kind of fakes like he's setting the screen, slips it, makes it out. Luka doesn't really get in front of him. Like I said before, Jones could step in, and then Luka immediately runs to Brown, but you kind of have to be perfect when you're down 3-1, right? And the Celtics just keep taking advantage of the mismatches and honestly just the general talent advantage that they had over Dallas. Probably the most I've seen Kyrie struggle in a series, maybe even 2 years ago, I think it was, when Brooklyn got swept by the Celtics as well. He struggled in that series as well, but this time he really struggled in game 5. Pretty much all the games in Boston, he was not very good. They kind of made him look like a pretty average player. Not gonna lie, he made him look like people were saying Nemhard did well, so Kyrie's gonna do well. But even Nemhard was better, I think. Halliburton was better. Who else did they play? Mitchell was obviously better than Kyrie against the Celtics. Even in the first round, I guess nobody from the Heat really excelled that much against the Celtics. But Mitchell and Halliburton and Nemhard definitely played well against the Celtics. But Kyrie really never even got it going. This time, Gafford, they're just running in, not even transition. I think it's off a made basket, but Gafford just automatically runs to the paint. Maybe he's helping on the Jones, post up from Drew Holiday, but that's not something that you can help on against the Celtics. And Al Horford makes him pay. He's not even like at the free throw line when he catches the ball, so it's easy catch and shoot for Al Horford. Credit to Horford. He came in, started most of the games. I think he started 4 of the 5 games, right? No, he started all 5 games actually. And this is not Kyrie's series when Porzingis in drop coverage, wide open 3, pretty much like a practice shot, goes in and out for him. Celtics get the rebound, start running in transition. Might have traveled right there, but Brown gets the layup to go. And Brown was not scared of anybody. Tatum as well. They were not scared of attacking the rim at all. Another play that goes the Celtics' way. You kind of knew that the Celtics were going to come out really intensely. They're not trying to go back to Dallas game 6, and especially not game 7. But especially how they got beat in game 4. They were going to come out for sure, motivated and inspired, and ready to close it out. This time Tatum just beats his man, but you're letting like one of the best, even if he's not a top 5 player, you're letting like a top 10, 15 player just work one-on-one against Josh Green, who he has like a 34-inch height advantage as well. Like most guys who you can give them single coverage, and then with Jaylen Brown one pass away, even Hauser in the corner, PJ can help a little bit, but not as much. Hauser actually cuts in, but Tatum's already at the rim, gets to the spin move and gets the layup. This time Drew Holiday just sets a pick, DHO. Once again he slips the screen. They're putting Luka in the action. Jaylen Holiday slips in, and you see right now pretty much 3-on-2 on this side of the court. But anyways, PJ Washington has to decide, do I cover Porzingis? Do I cover the cut of Brown? And while he's kind of looking at the ball, Brown just cuts inside. Holiday shovels it to him, and he gets the easy dunk right there. But yeah, the Celtics kept putting the Mavs in pretty difficult situations, and they obviously took advantage of it. 4 times out of 5. Still a close game, but Celtics were still hitting big shots like this one against Hauser. Hauser again makes a 3 off the handoff again. Pretty much almost the same exact thing. Holiday doesn't slip this time, but Hauser, I feel like, has enough space just to rise up, and he hits a big shot. People thought he was going to get targeted this series. He pretty much held up his own. Gets the deflection right here. Did okay on Kyrie and Luka. They get out in fast break, and easy layup for Jaylen Brown. Like I said, Jaylen Brown was not scared to attack, and I feel like he always jumps a little bit early. This time Tatum gets the rip and gets that easy layup on against Luka at the rim. A little flex, maybe some trash talk as well. 10-point lead. Once again, they've been slipping the screen a lot. They must have saw that adjustment where they're not doubling, but they're not really like switching either. The Mavs, so Hauser just slips the screen. He can make one more pass to Jaylen Brown, who could make another pass to Horford if PJ steps up, but just another good spot up 3 from Sam Hauser. They really never knew. Like, they brought up Hauser to kind of sets like a ghost screen. Tatum just attacks straight right hand. He sees PJ Washington. In the corner, gets it in. Saw Jaylen Brown, my bad, but you get the idea that PJ Washington was just helping a little bit too much in the paint, and Jaylen Brown was in the corner ready to shoot. Even this one again, he kind of tries to make a baseline cut, but he probably could have just stayed right here because Porzingis has a mismatch on Kyrie, and nobody comes in close enough or quick enough to really affect his shot. I think maybe because of Kyrie working so hard on the defensive end that he struggled offensively, but I mean, I feel like all the best players have to basically do that at least for a few times per quarter. You gotta play defense, you gotta guard your man, if you're put in action, you gotta respond. But he never really responded, like I said, especially in Boston. This time Jrue Holiday just has Kleber on him and he just shoots a 3. So the threes were falling. The shot quality was pretty good in the first 4 games as well. We obviously saw not an outlier, but like a hot shooting in the first quarter of the game 1 when Porzingis was hot as well. But Porzingis didn't even play that much in this series, and they still won pretty comfortably. Once again, Tatum's eyes set on Kleber. Even when he wants to go one-on-one, he's attacking this mismatch, and everybody's guarded. Everybody's spaced out around the perimeter. Lively can actually help this time because Horford's in the paint, but he's a little bit late. He's still a rookie. Doesn't make the quick enough rotation, and Tatum gets another layup. This time they put Luka in action again. This time Holiday actually sets the screen, and Lively's kind of expecting it, I guess, and then Tatum, goes the other side, rejects it. Yes, Horford for lob maybe, but he still gets the contact and still gets the and 1. So obviously his best game, he had 31 points, I think. He was good in game 3 as well, in the first half especially. This time off a offensive rebound. He sees Gafford on him, closing on tight. He just blows past him, gets another layup. Maybe a few years ago, he might have, pulled this 3. Or, taking a really pretty contested 3 with Gafford closing out, but this time he sees, Gafford not, shuffling his feet, and even then he can still blow past Daniel Gafford. This time Horford just plays bully ball. It's like even when these types of plays are happening, it's not going to be Dallas's night. It's just pretty much a coronation for the team that was probably the best throughout the entire series and throughout the entire regular season. And maybe they didn't have to play their A+ game. They they still made most of the plays when it mattered, and Drew Holiday once again sneaking in that dunker spot. They targeted Luka again. Luka is the low man. That's why Drew Holiday was, you saw him a lot in this spot, because if Luka's the low man, you don't really expect him to contest that many shots, and if he does, he can easily get into foul trouble like he did in Game 4 or Game 3. So Drew Holiday was like feasting a lot, and Derek White, especially in that dunker spot area. Another loose ball. Derek White gets smushed. You can see a couple later, it didn't even affect him. This was what I was talking about earlier, where Jaylen Brown, I feel like on these fast breaks, he'll jump like from right here. Like he'll jump before the defender even has a chance, and they have no choice but to, like Luka was about to foul him, but he has no choice but to put his arms back or just like brace for impact, because Jaylen Brown jumps so early. And he's good at still being in control while in the air, still getting the, obviously the basket. Good pass by Tatum. I mean, this time you see all the help coming in. Josh Green helping off, rotating. PJ Washington has to pick up the dunker spot guy in Horford, and Jaylen Brown's wide open. Even though it's a slow pass, it's still enough time for him to catch and shoot pretty easily. This time Jaylen Brown attacks Luka mid-range. The pass not even that, timely, but he sees Derek White in the corner. Derek White was about to hesitate, was about to actually cut in, but steps right back and hits a three, maybe even covers his mouth, pointing at his teeth a little bit. That's what it looked like to me. 17-point lead, pretty much the game right here. Especially how they closed out the quarter. Step back three, finally got one of those to go. It was going to be his night. It was going to be the Celtics' night. And then obviously this reminded me of Jordan Poole, I think 2020, against 2 years ago against the Celtics, actually. Pretty much dagger, half court, halftime buzzer beater, up by 21. And that's pretty much the game right there. All around performance. Bench players made timely shots. Everybody stepped up, especially when it mattered in Games 5 and in the finals. It was a different guy every time. Like, easily could have been Drew Holiday for Finals MVP. Could have been Jason Tatum Finals MVP. Like, technically, Tatum had the most counting stats in terms of points, rebounds, and assists, but it was an all-around team effort, and I don't think the margin was that big anyways win those stats. Just because Tatum probably handled the ball the most, but everybody else was making plays like we saw in this game and pretty much every game throughout these playoffs. Jaylen Brown deserved that Finals MVP. Like I said, the last video deserves massive credit for how he's improved his game in 1 year after people made fun of him for signing the largest contract in NBA history and losing to the Heat in the fashion that they did. But, credit to them. They're champions, and they look like they're set up for the next couple of years, right? Like, with how much talent they have, it doesn't look like, especially with the new CBA, they have their team already, so they don't really have to make as many moves. Everybody else has to make the moves to catch up to them. But yeah, we'll see. It's intriguing offseason ahead. Thank you guys for watching this season. Thank you guys for watching some of my breakdowns, and I'll see you all next time.